You don't need to look through your dusty tomes or force yourself to call in the muse and be a genius in a vacuum. No, your best chapter ideas are floating around you right now in client conversations, in social media conversations. They're there, and you just haven't caught them yet. In this episode of Coffee with Karma, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways that you can turn client questions into chapters of your book. And these chapters will speak directly to your clients. When you pull in your readers' doubts, their misunderstandings, their fears, and their hopes into your chapters, you've got gold. So let's change the way you listen and what you build with what you hear. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help big thinkers, visionary leaders, and seasoned experts write, publish, and market a client attracting book in as little as 4 months. Yes, from idea to publication in as little as 4 months. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so that the YouTube algorithm knows that my content is good for people like you who want to grow their business with books. So let's get right to it. Here's the first one. Use the question behind the question. So clients will often ask you what they think they need to know the answer to, and that's because they don't have the expertise you do, and you can usually see what the real question is below that question, the question that is actually driving the question they are asking. And those are the questions you need to answer in your book because they ring even more true than the surface questions. And a lot of other people, honestly, aren't digging that extra layer. They are just answering the surface question and leaving it at that. But no, you know better. You dig deeper. Number 2, reverse the question into a promise. So let's say your question asks, how do I stop losing leads? Your chapter title can become 3 shifts to turn interest into clients. So basically, they're why I get people interested in downloading my opt-in. How do I turn them into a buying customer? That's their question, right? So you give them 3 shifts that will turn leads into clients. Number 3, notice the emotion behind the question. Is the question coming with fear? Is it coming with frustration? Or is it coming from curiosity? These are 3 very powerful emotions that come behind the question. And the emotional context of the question shape and tone the story in your chapter. So if the question is being asked by fear, your chapter is going to be about courage and hope and aspiration. If the client's question is coming from frustration, you're going to write a chapter that talks to how to reduce stress and make things easier. And if it comes out of curiosity, well, that's the easiest one. You answer the question. If you are enjoying this video, then you might enjoy my Write Book Roadmap. It helps you write the right book by showing you all the little steps that you can focus on one at a time so you're not overwhelmed. It's customizable to you because these are questions and only you are going to answer them your way. So this is a great tool and you can get it right here at karmaspence.com/write book roadmap. And that's right as in the right answer, not writing the book. Write book roadmap. Now let's move on to number 4. Start with the thing they get wrong. And this is often used. Often clients will come to you thinking, this is my problem, when actually this is their problem. And the reason why their pointing to the wrong thing is usually because they've gotten something wrong in the string that led them to the question. So when you frame your chapters as in, most people think this, and they are often wrong, that makes people lean in because they're like, I thought that. What am I getting wrong? Number 5, ask what happens if they don't solve this? So a question with real stakes becomes a powerful setup for a chapter that impacts. And that's because the cost of inaction shapes your content. So, for example, in my world, what happens if you don't write the book that's on your heart? Oh my gosh, all sorts of things. I wrote an entire blog post about all the bad health outcomes of not writing your book. Because when you don't write the book that's on your heart, you set up a cycle of stress, and stress leads to heart conditions, and it leads to bad sleep, and it leads to all these things. And that could all be solved if you write the book that's on your heart. You can do something similar. What happens if they don't solve that problem? What other repercussions? What are the repercussions for themselves, for their business, for their health, for their children, whatever? Because depending on what you're talking about, it can affect all sorts of domains. And remember, we are holistic beings. Something that goes wrong in one area often makes things go wrong in all the others. Your chapter can speak to that. So that is what I have for you today. On Friday, I will be back with what the shape of water taught me about writing bravely. So I will see you on Friday. This is Carma Spence saying ciao for now.